Hello guys, hope you're all fine and well. In this video, I'm going to talk about two very imperative and common reading techniques, and I'm going to use this book called Select Readings. It is the intermediate level, which is equal to B1 level. So I'm going to use this book. It's going to be from this book. What are those two techniques that we want to talk? Those two techniques are skimming and scanning. I'm reading it from page number 28 of this Select Readings book. This is a reading skill. Each unit has a reading skill. So this reading skill belongs to the chapter number 3 of this book, which of level 3. Okay. So what is skimming and scanning? Skimming and scanning are techniques for getting different kinds of information from a reading passage. We skim a text to get a general idea about the text. We scan a text to find specific information in a text. So that's some very general information or idea about skimming and scanning. Now let's get to the second part, which tells us that why do we skim? What is the purpose of skimming? So the book has listed 3 purposes for that, for skimming. One is to get a general idea about the text. We skim when we want to get a general idea about the text. To find out what the text is about and to identify the main ideas in the text. So when you want to get a general idea, or when you want to find out the main ideas of a text, or familiarize yourself with a text, skimming is a very good technique that can help you in that regard. Now the question is that how should we skim? Okay, so now we understood that what is the purpose. Okay. There's a new text for you. You want to read that text. Why do you want to read that text? Because you want to get the general idea that overall this text is talking about what. And the second thing is that when you want to get the main ideas of this, okay, so this topic is talking about this, this is the topic of this text. Now what are the main ideas? What is this text saying about this main idea? One other reason we also do skimming is to familiarize ourselves for something. For example, there is a text or a book or an article or something like that. You want to find out either you should read it or not. That's your concern. Either you should read or you should not. You should just skip it. So skimming can help you also in that regard. That is it worth reading or not? Now the question is that how to skim it, how to do that. So we have a list here how to do it. It says number 1, don't read every word. Let your eyes skim quickly over the text. So you don't have to read every word. It's not about reading. Okay, but you have to read some part. Now which parts do you have to read? First, read the title and subheadings. So these 2 things you have to read. Read the introduction or first paragraph. The first paragraph you must read. Next one, which is very important, read the first and last sentence of each paragraph. Okay, first sentence is must. Means each paragraph you must read the first sentence. But the question is either you should read the last sentence or not. It depends on the paragraph. If the paragraph is not very lengthy, then no, you don't have to. Okay. Mostly, if the paragraph is very lengthy, then we do like that we have in each paragraph, we have an introductory sentence, then we have the supporting details, and then we have one concluding sentence. Normally, we don't have it. Means if the paragraph is not lengthy enough, if it is okay size, then we skip that concluding, just to have the main idea and the supporting details. So mostly you don't have to read the last sentence. And the last thing it says, read the last paragraph. Okay, the same case as I told you about the last sentence of each paragraph, the same thing goes with the last paragraph of the text. Normally, in 2 cases, as much as I have faced, normally, it's not general case, but I'm saying something normally, generally there are 2 reasons, it's not 100%, but generally 2 reasons that the last paragraph becomes important. The first reason is that because the text is lengthy, it's normally more than 4 pages, 5, 6, 10 pages. In this kind of cases, you need one concluding paragraph that you should summarize all your main ideas and you should restate your main ideas, this and that. So in this kind of cases, reading the last paragraph can be very helpful and it should be read. The second scenario where the last paragraph becomes vital is when the text is quite complicated or it has discussed a lot of topics, a lot of issues or from different perspectives regarding that topic. So that is also one case or one scenario where the writer focuses or states important things in the last paragraph, and it's good to get a better understanding of the text to read the last paragraph. So there are 2 cases, when the text is very lengthy, and the second when it is complicated or difficult. So in this kind of 2 cases, I generally, as much as I have found out, reading the last paragraph is important. Other than that, you can skip it. For example, if you're reading a 2 pages essay, it is something about, I don't know, about social media, about, I don't know, a good diet, it's about environment, it is about, I don't know, learning a new language, it's about this kind of things. So I don't think that it is important to read the last paragraph. The topic is also easy and the text is also not lengthy, it is just 2 pages, quite short. So you don't have to go to the last paragraph, read the complete last paragraph. Just read the first sentence, that's it. The most important thing is that you have to read the first paragraph very well. If the writer is really good and if he has written or she has written in an academic way, so the first paragraph can be important. In addition to that, you have to read the first sentence of each paragraph. That can help you a lot to get the general ideas or the main ideas of the text quite well. So that's the purpose why we skim, and these are some ways that you skim something. Now let's get to our second title, that is about scanning. So again, the same question, why do we scan? What is the purpose? What's the reasons of that? We have again 3 purposes for that. 1, to find a specific fact. You want to find one specific, one clear, exact fact. To find a specific word. For example, if you have a question like this, that in line number this or in paragraph this word is closest to what? Like this kind of questions, then you will need scanning. To answer a specific question. So basically, scanning is when you're looking for something very specific, very exact. What was there in skimming? Skimming, you are focusing on general, on a big image. Skimming is like this, that it is like a very big map. That this is this area or this is the country. You get a very general idea of that, a general picture of that. That's it. Or if you talk about as a human being, want to describe a human, so we say, he's honest, I don't know, she's hardworking, he's like this, she's like that. That is skimming. Scanning is when you want to focus on specific things. For example, about an address, okay, this is the city. Now, where is this shop? Where is this road? I don't know, okay, this is the country. Where is that city? Where is that company? Where is that road? This kind of things. We're looking for some specific things. What about a human, for example? Okay, in this kind of situation, how is he? If we have this kind of scenario, how will be her reaction? We are focusing on specific things. Scanning is focusing on specific things, precise things. Now the question is, how should we scan? First, think about the likely form of the answer to the question. Will it be a number, a date, a person's name? What will that be? So first we have to find out, scanning for sure, you have to first read the question, then you will go to the text. That's for sure, okay? And scanning is very important, very vital, particularly when we are having a test. And so for sure, tests time is limited. You have a specific time, and that time you have to get it done. So first you read the question, and then you go to the answers. So if the question is like this, that how many people, for example, supported this idea? So now you know that you have to look for a number. When did she write her first novel? Now you know that you have to look for a date. Yes? Who was the first person who proposed this idea? Now you have to know, you know that you have to look for a specific, for a proper noun. So this is quite important, that what you are looking for. That can help you very well in finding the answer and scanning the text. So first you have to know the question, and then you should know what is that thing that you're looking for. Is it a number? Is it a date? Is it a particular name? Or is it in a specific place? Is it a pronoun? What is that you're looking for? The second thing, ask yourself the question repeatedly as you move your eyes quickly over the text. Last one is move your eyes quickly over several lines at a time. Okay, this is also very important, the last two. One thing is that because reading skills are usually, particularly scanning is very important when you are having tests. Now, normally when we have tests, so for sure there is a lot of stress as well. It happens sometimes that you get to the questions, you read the question, and then you come to finding the answer. And when you are looking for the answer, suddenly it happens sometimes that you forget what you were looking for. That's why when you are scanning, it is important to repeat the question with yourself. So repeat it. Okay. Who was the first person? Who was the first person? Or what is the name of the first novel? Or how many people did this? I don't know. When did it happen? So you know when it happened, when it was. So your mind is there, like I'm looking for a date. So you should not focus on something else. So in high stress or stressful environments or occasions, repeating the question can be very helpful. It will help you to save time, or at least not to waste time, so that once you get to the question, then you come here and then you search, and then you forget, okay, what I was looking for. So it can really kill your time, and that is a big loss, particularly when you have a specific and limited time. So that's it. These two very common and imperative skills. They look easy, but they're not that easy. But more important than that, they're quite important. That's why they are the most common techniques, reading techniques. You use them everywhere, you need them everywhere, anytime. It's difficult to say that you will be ever needless of these two techniques. You will always need them, so it's better just to master them and to implement them again and again and again and again, so that it should become part of your reading skill. Whenever you're reading, you should normally just scan and skim it, and that can really help you a lot. Particularly skimming can really help very, very helpful for the students, for the people who are working somewhere, So when you're reading a report, for example, or when you're when you're reading a long reports, like this kind of things, or a plan, or when you're reading a text at university, this kind of things, skimming can be really helpful in that. For sure, scanning is also important, but skimming is much more common and important in everyday life. I hope you guys have found out this video quite helpful and enjoyed it. And that's it. Yeah, just not to forget, guys, that like the video, subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed yet, and also share this video with your friends, and put comments if you have any question regarding this kind of thing, this kind, or if you have any other reading technique that you want we should discuss about. So let me know in the comments. We'll get to that as well. Have a good time. See you guys.